Welcome back, it's Eddie here from Tyneside Life, and on Saturday we have a crucial derby match here at the Stadium Light against Sunderland, the Mackems, and I've got three lads here with us today. Pleased to meet you.
Cheers.
So who have we got? What's your names?
Jacob from SFC Fan TV.
Terry the Mad Mistake and also SFC Fan TV.
I'm Stephen, I just jump on his channel now and again.
Top bloke.
Should we really quick chat this, because all I want to ask is, by how many goals do you think Newcastle are going to win by on Saturday? What are you laughing at?
No more than 2.
So I was looking through the history books. The last time we played together against each other in the FA Cup was in 1956. It was the quarter-final at St James's Park in front of 61,000. You heard that? 61,000 fans, and Sunderland won 2-0. Did you know that?
No.
Well, before I was born, you were born then, weren't you?
Oh, yes, I was born in 66.
Oh,
Yeah.
56.
Yeah. All right.
I know out of the two, I think Sunderland have got the most record victory. I think it was by 9-0, 9-1, I think in the early 1908.
1908, but they won the league that year as well.
I think I'm going to have to I'll edit that bit out later on. How would you describe the fierce rivalry of our clubs?
I think it's on the top. I'll come first. I think it's out of all the ones in England, Scotland, even Argentina, anywhere, on the day, it's Venice. You know what I mean? You won't be... See, Glasgow, you can walk around the city centre with a Celtic or Rangers top on. You can't do that in Sunderland or Newcastle, especially on a match day. If you come to Sunderland on a match day with your Newcastle top on, you're going to get lynched. Same as if I go to Newcastle on a match day and wear a Sunderland top, I'm going to get lynched. And it comes from years and years ago, from the shipyards to the mines. I mean, you can research it as far back as, the 100 centuries, It comes from... I class Sunderland as more of a poorer city than Newcastle, and I'll openly say that.
What city?
More poorer. If you go around to Newcastle, all the structure, all the buildings, you're quite nice, you know what I mean? They're all the same way.
You can ask us for some money, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Donation,
yeah.
Tensions rising so far in this league.
But at the end of the day, it's just passion. It's the football. If it was two rugby teams, if we didn't have the football, I think we only had rugby. I think the rivalry would be still there. I mean, unlike Newcastle's got basketball, ice hockey. What's your other sport? You've got your rugby team, whereas we've just got the football. And I think that's where we make it more. And I want to put this on state. Borough is not a derby. You're not a derby. You're town in Yorkshire. You'll never be a derby. When we lost against you 4-0 this season, I wasn't bothered. But if I lose against you, I'm in a mood for a week. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I do not want to lose against you. On that 90 minutes, no offence to yourself, I detise you. I detise everything about Newcastle. But then,
What do you mean? You just bought us a coffee before we went on there?
But you're playing as a pint.
Trying to give us a snog, man.
Yes, it's the type of lad Stephen is, to be honest.
I'll let Terry go on.
Terry, another question. It's quite an unusual set of circumstances for this match, because Newcastle fans are being shipped in by bus, 6,000 fans. It's all very structured, it's all very sanitised. What do you make of all that?
Well, if it's going to be that big of a crowd, I kind of agree with the way it's done, because obviously you don't want fans just turning up willy-nilly anywhere in the city with tickets. You want them to be ushered from the buses to the stadium. So, people can come with their families, like Sunderland fans can come with their families and feel safer than it may be in the first place, So I agree with that. What I don't agree with is you've got the whole of the North Stand and you've got our Black Cats bar. Now, we've taken all the Sunderland sort of memorabilia down, or Sunderland sort of stickers and posters or whatever, and flags down. And for one day only, we're putting up black and white shite.
To kick in the teeth before it kicks off.
How would you feel
if we went in the Gallagher end?
Yeah, if there was a replay, we got your end and we got one of your bars and took all of your stuff down, put red and white flags up. How would you feel, Eddie?
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And one lad pulled up just before we went on air in his car. He was absolutely raging. It's got black and white army or something up in your bar. It's bad crack. I understand the strong feelings behind it.
But that's not down to Newcastle fans, though, is it? It's down to the owner. No. And the owner has just made a huge error, total balls it up.
Jacob, how would you, as a Sunderland fan, looking at Newcastle as a club now, we've got Saudi Arabian owners,
Yeah.
very rich. Sunderland being big rivals. What does it feel like for a Sunderland fan seeing this happen 10 miles up the road?
Well, I mean, it's when it first happened, it was sort of like, from your point of view, David v Goliath next time we play each other. But now I think it's a case of we just have to black that out of our minds. It's two completely separate ownerships altogether, and you might have all the money going. I mean, I'm not obviously going to come on here and talk about the debate regarding it, but some people disagree on it, some people would agree on it from your behalf, but at the same time I think it's just completely different directions in terms of how we want our clubs to be run. Obviously the ambition is one day we will be where you are at the minute, but it will be under a different sort of regime.
Terry, what would it mean for Sunderland in the ridiculous scenario that you beat Newcastle on Saturday? What would it mean for Sunderland, the club, for the rest of the season?
I really fancy us to beat Newcastle on Saturday. In my opinion, I think we're playing it at the best possible time. I know there's a big gulf. There's a big gulf between the Premier League and a Champions League side, ex-Champions League side, and obviously an up-and-coming, Championship side. And the wages are massive. You've got players that are worth 80 million in your team, and we've got players that are worth like less than 10. A lot less than our team, so the gulf's massive. But you've got a lot of injuries. Your form's low, so if we're going to meet you, this is probably the best possible time to meet you. But now it's like a free hit this weekend because we're not expected to beat Newcastle this weekend. So, but we still want to win.
I think you're right, Terry. It's a free hit for Sunderland. And all jokes aside, and I think I share the views of many Newcastle fans that we're quite nervous about this encounter now. It's come at a really bad time. We've had a shocking bad run of luck with injuries. Our form has dipped. We're a side that's kind of hit a brick wall, ran out of steam. And for Sunderland, if you get beat on Saturday, it's going to be very disappointing. And
We've got the excuse saying you've got the money.
for us, for Newcastle,
that's our saving grace.
in context, this would be absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
Don't
For
get me
our
wrong,
club.
I'll be gutted if we lose on Saturday. Absolutely
Oh,
gutted.
yeah,
It'll
yeah.
ruin my weekend,
Yeah.
Even the week after work.
I think the way how I see on it, the feeling of losing will be there, but at the same time you have to compare the squads on paper with each other. As long as we give it a real good go.
A free pass.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
If I can ask you,
yeah.
who from the Newcastle team would you be worried about on Saturday?
Isak, pace up top, and also I would say with the threat you can offer, looking at the highlights against Liverpool from your recent performance, set pieces with Botman coming back, we've been hit and miss with set pieces for the majority of the season so far. I think what we need to do is definitely definitely that. I would say we're effective when we're in possession. We're a very possession-based team right now. In terms of players that I think can be effective on the day, I think Dan Neil, he'll understand what it means to the area with him being a local lad, but also I think there's something about Joe Bellingham for this game. I think he'll want something to prove. Yeah.
I as well. I do believe that we play better against better teams like Leicester. So if Newcastle come and attack us, I think we'll actually be playing at our best because you're not going to come in and sit 10 man behind the ball, are you?
Oh, not a chance.
And I think that's when we play our best, when teams come at us and play proper football, unlike what we've had in the last few months is people putting 10 man on the ball and scoring in the last minute, you know what I mean? We always seem to play better, and I'm going to go, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go 2-1 because I'm not going, believe it or not, I'm not going because I've got the worst history of derbies.
Could be the best decision of your life.
Well, the thing is, I was born in '85 and I've never seen Sunderland win Newcastle live. The last game I watched was when the last time he was actually on the lower ball was a Stephen Taylor free kick.
Ryan Taylor.
Was it Ryan Taylor?
Ryan
Free,
Taylor,
yeah, free kick in that net over there. And I says to myself that
And then
day,
you won 6 off the belt.
and I never went to one of them.
Get it out there.
Yeah, I never went to one of them, and we won 6 in a row. So. Because I'm nervous, and this is what it means. I feel sick. I'm nervous before. I mean, when that match is on, I want to spew up, and that's how nervous. And that's why I'm not going to come on Saturday, because if I don't come, I believe that we will win 2-1.
I want to say, I think, we're better if you're going to come at us high intensity in our face. We're a better counter-attack on football team. I think we can get you on the counter-attack. I think against Preston at the weekend was the most balanced I've seen the team. And the best I've seen for a few games. I thought Pritchard was great. I thought Jack Clark was fantastic. I thought Rushin is peaking at the right time. He got a goal of the week, and his first goal for the club. I fancy him to get a goal at the weekend as well against Newcastle. And I think, that the lads play better against better teams, but also they're a young bunch of players. And I think they'll raise the game for this one. I think they will be fighting in the belly. I think Hume, for a small diminuted player, it puts a meaty challenge in. He will sort out, your players straight out. He'll not back off from a challenge straight away. Ballard's a big, tall, strong, physical bloke, and he's good for corners. He'll come up and he might get a header. He might score a goal from a header.
I'll put Alessi in that bracket as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. Alessi's come back for his first game against Preston, so I think we're more balanced. We're missing Patrick Roberts. He
It's
possibly
50-50.
50-50,
Yeah.
but would you change your winning side, Jacob?
So what's your
Probably not.
prediction for your score?
I'm going for a 1-0 sneaky win for Sunderland. A 1-0 win. I think Rushin will get the winner. I think we'll be happy at the weekend.
I'm going to say, listen, you can't not back the lads. My heart says 2-1, but my head says probably 3-1 to use. I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
Yes, so for me, I think if I'm being as balanced as I can, I think we're coming into this game almost 50-50. Bear in mind, it's an FA Cup match. It's an event of historical giant killings. It's a derby. We haven't played for 6 or 7 years. It's at the Stadium of Light. We're in an awful run of form at the moment. We're lacking confidence and energy. We're almost 50-50, but I think we're probably going in with slight favourites to win this. And I'm hoping Eddie Howe puts out his full squad, because I think we're going to need it against you guys on Saturday. And if we do, show Sunderland some respect, but not too much. And I think if we can go about the game in the right way, I actually think Sunderland might score first, with the crowd behind them in the first 20 minutes.
You reckon?
Yeah, I do, and I think I'm hoping we'll go on to win 2 or 3-1. Right, lads, thank you very much for coming on Tyneside Life and sharing your views. It's been a good laugh, very insightful, yeah. And I hope Saturday goes. I hope the fans, embrace the intensity and the ferocity of our passion for our teams. But the idiots stay away and don't spoil the occasion, because I think it'll be grateful.
The idiots need to just meet up in the field. You're not hard coming kicking off in the ground when
Exactly,
it's kids.
yeah.
Go meet in the field. Do us all a favour, go meet in the field. That's what I say.
Yeah.
We don't condone that, by the way.
Right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this particular video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, and subscribe. Of course, hit the notification bell if you want to get a notification every time I release a new video. And we'll see you Saturday.